1, 2, 3, go.
Oh.
Jump the wagon. Jump the wagon.
On bad,
Jump
on bad, on
the
bad, on bad,
wagon.
on bad. Do you think they know that we're not in the same room?
No.
Do you think we've convinced them that we're still in the same room?
I think with all of the, like, in the last episode, all the apologies and things that we said and how about
foreshadowing
this is the last episode. Yeah, that
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure they're all convinced that, like, I can just reach across this table and slap you in the face.
Oh, God.
See?
Brian hit me.
Yeah, right
in
the face.
real life. I should have hit my face just to have that.
Why would you hit your face when I just hit you in the face?
Yeah, why? I'll hit the other side to even it out. I'm OCD. I got to do that sometimes.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Stub your toe. Gotta
stub the other one.
Stub the other toe. It's law. Hey, everybody. This is the podcast.
Welcome back to the pod.
It's the podcast.
Oh, do you want to be really professional?
Yeah.
And just like get into like what it's about?
Wait, what is this? This is where we watch through the entire DC animated universe from start to finish in the controversial airdate order. I'll read what I have written.
Okay.
Brian here has never seen any of the DCAU besides what we've watched so far for this podcast. While I am what some might call... Whilst I have seen them all a million times and know everything there is to know about the DCAU, question me and die.
Nice.
We recommend that you watch today's episode, The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne, before we talk about it and spoil everything that happened and say this thing was dumb and this thing was dumb and this thing was cool and this thing was dumb. That's about how it goes. That's the ratio per thing lately.
That's true.
Did I showed you, I sent you a picture of, we apparently have the storyboards for the entirety of the Sewer King episode, the Underdwellers. And like, I don't remember when we got this. Maddie must have stumbled across it at some point. But I think it was maybe on like the storyboard artist's blog or website or something. Like people will just randomly, hey, I worked on this 30 years ago and here's some pictures. And we're like, save it. Oh God, we need this. And so we have the full episode of Underdwellers, as far as I can tell, storyboards. And I showed you both, I showed you how the train that shoots into the wall that I described actually goes the correct way in the storyboards. So I don't know what happened, what the disconnect was. Do you remember me talking about this?
I don't think you showed that to me.
I swear I sent you a picture of it, but maybe I didn't. I did. I either sent you that or I sent you the woman's eyes and said, there's not even bat signals in these.
You sent me that.
Okay. I know I sent you one. I sent you one and I posted a different one. So I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember. But we figured it out. Yeah. We figured out which one it was. But either way, yeah. There's just a bunch of stuff that was in the episode that was not in the storyboards, as if they were like, no, we know what to do. Put the bat signals in the eyes. We're an overseas animation company that has Brooklyn accents. This week, like I said, we're watching The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
I believe your prediction for this, for the first time in a while, was that it's going to be Batman's origin story.
Yeah, I feel like I trailed off on that one. I don't quite remember.
Well, let's just say that's what you said, because...
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. Did I mention how we watch them in air date order because I want Brian to experience the shows the way that people in the 90s experienced them? They didn't have a choice of how to watch it. It's just whatever Fox adults presented them with. So...
Also true.
Yeah. This is the third... Okay, I realized... Sorry. I was about to say the the production number of this episode, but I realized that somehow I got one off on the air date numbers. We're not off an episode. I had just written the wrong number the last couple times for some reason. So this is the 36th produced episode and 29th to air. I think I said 29th last time. I just want to clarify for the dear listener, okay, that I know what I'm talking about at all times.
And what was last? It was like 34 and 28 or something like that.
Yeah, 34, 28.
Okay. Wow. Mm-hmm.
So about the same. This aired originally Thursday, October 29th, 1992. We skipped Tuesday and Wednesday for new episodes. 4:30 p.m. on Fox Adults.
I just always, I'm glad you said it. I feel like 4:30 on Fox. And then there's just
adults.
this wait.
Yeah. There's something's missing. Yeah, it does feel that way. The teleplay is by a married couple, Judith Reeves Stevens and Garfield Reeves Stevens.
Okay, is that the first? It's probably the first time we've had that.
I think so. I don't think we've had. I think we would have remembered Judith and Garfield Reeves - Stevens, but
was there like Bruce Timm and Brandy Tim?
No, I don't know what Bruce Wayne's Bruce Wayne. I don't know what Bruce Wayne's wife's name is, nor
Brandy.
Bruce Timm's. What if it was?
I hope it's not Tammy.
Bruce Timm's just listening. I almost said Bruce Wayne again. Bruce Timm's just listening to this podcast and goes, "Tammy, get in here. They're calling your name stupid again."
No, just for the sake of poor Tammy. I
Yeah. I would feel bad if my name was Tam. If your name's Tammy, dear listener, it's a fine name, right? Right?
Oh, I don't mind Tammy. I've got Tammy friends. It's just Tammy Tim is just.
Oh yeah, that's horrible.
Yeah.
The director is Frank Powell. Music by Lolita Ritmanis.
Yeah.
And,
it's going to be a good music episode.
And animation.
No.
Acom Production Company.
Why'd you even have to say that?
Because you were excited. I had to dump it back down. I had to even us out. I couldn't let it be.
That was the good. We had the good, and then we have to go back to bad things.
Yes, sorry. What if it'll be a middle of the road episode then? Probably. I don't know.
Really good music, really bad animation, and Batman is somewhat useful.
And Judith and Garfield Reeves Stevens for the dialogue. I guess.
Wait a minute.
Uh-huh.
They're a married couple.
Mm-hmm.
And they both have hyphenated last names. Did they take each other's last names?
I hope so. They just combined last names. That's an interesting way to do it.
I've never heard that before.
Me neither. Now, we're learning all sorts of new stuff here on Jump on the Bat-Wagon.
Should we have hyphenated last names?
Why did you pull me in? He did a finger beckoning.
No, that was a you me kind of thing.
Okay.
Like, should we do?
I was like, I can't get any closer to you.
Is it Manili? I could close enough to slap. Slap like box macaroni.
Manili Strecker.
Is it Manili Strecker or Strecker Manili? I feel like Manili Strecker is quicker to say somehow.
It rolls off better, and also you can like tip your fedora and go Manili Strecker.
But you can't do that the other way.
No, you can't unless there's a comma,
Strecker Manili, and you take your hat off.
Strecker Manili. What's a Neely, and why is it mine?
Neely?
I don't want it. Give it back. I take it. Should we watch the episode?
Maybe.
All right.
Good heavens. Master Bruce, you must get out immediately.
Almost through, Alfred. Has Strange come back?
It's much worse than that, sir.
Hey, bucko. I'd be a little more careful with the luggage if I were you. Otherwise, you might lose your tip. Not to mention your head.
Yes, sir, Mr. Joker, sir.
It's so hard to find good help these days.
How true, how true.
Y'all ready for this?
Oh,
Batman, not Batman. I didn't know what you were doing,
But now you do.
But ACOM knew what they were doing this episode, I'd say.
ACOM knew what they were doing for about 45% of the episode.
No, I was going to give it higher than that. But
48% of the episode.
A surprisingly high percentage of the episode.
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know. They got the good guy this time or something. The good artist.
Yep.
Yeah. I remember when I wrote down that it was that for the podcast notes, I was like, ACOM did this episode. I don't remember this episode sucking. and then it was just a fluke, like an accident that they did most of the episode. I would say most of the episode.
Yeah, I mean, the art was like really good, actually. Until the bad guys got out of the plane, it was like, no, here's ACOM. ACOM's bringing it in.
Yeah. Oh, that's where. There they are. Where you been, ACOM? Yeah. Okay. Well, first though, before we get into it, tell me what happened in the strange secret of Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
Someone who watched it for the first time just now.
That was me.
That's Brian.
I think I'm doing good with names in this one. Maria Vargas.
Yeah, Judge Maria Vargas.
Yeah. Judge Vargas.
Judge Vargas, stop!
Don't jump on that bridge support
Bat-Wagon.
I-beam that's made of rubber.
Yeah, it's like the pencil on the end. Are you doing the pencil?
The
Look, it's rubber. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking of a ruler on the edge of a desk. The prrr thing.
Oh, that's fun too.
Other elementary school references. Insert here.
Okay, let me see if I can. I'll give this a bash. So, Judge Vargas.
Yes. We've got Jordan and Judge Vargas. So I think she only shows up like one more time, so
really
we won't be able to reuse that. Well, Jordan never shows up again, so whatever.
So they're in the same place.
Yeah,
Hell.
okay. They both fell off the bridge.
Straight to hell. That's what happens. You fall far enough, you just go. Anyway, so Judge Vargas is being clearly blackmailed with by a couple of thugs with a tape.
Okay, that's not what I thought you were saying. I was like, Judge Vargas was a white woman, Brian. I don't know what you got that from. Like, oh, did we watch the same episode?
Judge Vargas is clearly a black male.
Yes, that's what I thought you were saying. I was very confused, but please continue.
I can tell. So, white woman Maria Vargas was being clearly blackmailed by. Is she white?
Yeah, I guess.
That face you made,
know.
I was like, oh God, is she?
No, I was, that was my, I'm going to put the wine down face.
Oh, okay. Take two. So, white woman Maria Vargas is being blackmailed by a couple of thugs on a bridge. Yes. Batman shows up and is like, I'm going to stop the bad guys. And he like kind of stops the bad guys. But this tape that Maria's hoping to go after takes a stage dive off a bridge.
And then she almost does.
And she almost does, but, Batman does a thing. Some good art happens, some good music happens, and we find out that this tape came from a retreat place because the license plates were from this retreat place that Maria just was at. The
ones that almost said Yappy, but it was like Y-S-O
Yasasi
or
something.
Know, yeah. Yasasi.
So Bruce Wayne and Alfred go to this place where Maria, like this de-stress center thing, and God, okay, hold on.
Yeah,
I've got this. I can hold it together, Jamie.
You got it.
I got it.
All I ask is that every episode you describe something you just saw for the first time in great detail.
Yeah, yes, I know. I'm feeling intimately familiar with that.
Yeah.
All right. But I feel like I've got it. I'm just trying to be succinct, which is surprisingly hard.
Yeah.
Okay, so Bruce and Alfred show up at the retreat with Dr. Strange, right?
Yeah. Dr. Hugo Strange. Yeah.
Dr. Hugo
Not
Strange.
to be confused with Marvel character Doctor Strange.
Yeah, I was actually a little confused, but it also makes it easy to remember, so I'm fine with it.
That's fine, yeah.
So Dr.
Hugo Strange looking nothing like Benedict Cumberbatch. It was me, Mr. Wayne.
But looking surprisingly a lot like some strange guy with a warped head.
Yeah, his head's like a mashed potato.
Mashed potato head? I was kind of thinking like a deformed kidney bean.
I feel like it was supposed to be one of those like you can like a brain shape. Like I'm super smart, so my skull's like brain shaped.
But also,
I feel like it was it was 90 degree turned. It was like a saggy back brain. Is that the name of the podcast episode?
What?
Saggy back brain?
Saggy back brain? Yeah.
I think.
Which is an awful lot like Siggy butt brain for all of our Australian listener.
Sure.
If you know it, you know it. Anyway.
Sure.
So Alfred and Batman and Dr. Strange. Dr. Strange has a thing that like basically reads your memories and turns it into videotapes.
Yeah, it does.
And he uncovers Batman's secret identity in Bruce Wayne. Is like, I'm gonna call up the Joker and Two-Face and the Penguin and get him to like auction off in one room the tape for his identity. Anyway, last minute, some other stuff happens. Last minute, Batman manages to, or Bruce Wayne manages to fabricate a new tape, which is of Doctor Strange saying, you bad guys are stupid. I'm going to make money off of selling you a tape, but it's all falsified. And then
Bruce Wayne imagined a fake scenario.
Yes.
Which means that you could just think of anything and it would record to the tape, I guess.
Yeah, so thinking is exactly the same as memories.
Yeah. I remember, it was such a great moment half an hour ago when Hugo Strange incriminated himself in front of 3 murderers. I remember that so hard. Oh, here it is on the tape. Yes, it worked. He didn't even have time to check. He just ejected the tape and destroyed the computer. Like, I hope it worked, I guess.
Can we talk about plot holes for a quick second before I finish the description?
Sure.
The tape he pulls out just says Bruce Wayne on the label.
Yeah.
In the handwriting that was the exact same as the Doctor. And I don't know.
Yeah, the real tape wasn't in the case, even though I feel like the scene before that it was. And then, he writes to a new tape. Maybe Hugo Strange made a copy, or he had multiple empty tapes with Bruce Wayne's name just in case he needed more sessions. Let's try to give it some logic, But
the funny thing is like he didn't even need to label that tape because nobody saw that physical, nobody saw the cassette itself. Bruce had, or Batman had an additional VCR up in the catwalk that he plugged in. So it doesn't matter what's on the tape. He could have wrote Batman's butt stuff and
just Fox Kids October 1992 commercials. Wait a second.
Yeah.
This is the preview for the Underdwellers. What's going on here?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
that Sewer King looks terrible, said the Joker.
Oh my God. What would he say even? I don't know.
He had a lot of good jokes in this episode.
Oh, it was funny.
Yeah. Anyway, what happens at the very end, Brick?
So at the Jim Jam, the 3 baddies, the Joker, Two-Face, and the Penguin, basically steal Doctor Strange glove and that was a weird thing my brain just did.
Yeah.
Because
I got it though.
Well, Doctor Strange love is the thing.
Yes.
Strange glove was definitely my brain's bastardization of that with lyrics that me and a couple friends used to goof off and sing on the backstage of the musical Young Frankenstein.
Okay.
And we would there was a song called Deep Love, and we would jokingly sing Deep Glove. And so now
I've been known to change songs with love to glove. It makes it funnier.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I get it. Glove lift us up where we belong. That's always good. Or there's a sketch idea. It was 2 guys standing in a garage. And, can you get me the gloves? Oh, do you want the ones on the bottom shelf or the top shelf? Bring me a higher glove. That's how that one went. That's the entire sketch.
You constructed this whole scene.
Yeah, no, I've got it.
Well done.
You didn't have to explain the joke at all to me, but now at least the listener's in on the gag.
Yeah, now they know my past musical theater experience.
You add a G. That's the joke. That's the funny.
It's so good.
Anyway, Robin's on stilts.
Wow, we just jumped over some stuff, but that's fine.
Barely.
There's a plane crash and Robin's on stilts playing Bruce Wayne, and it's fucking awful.
You were like that. You had such a confused face, and I was just smiling, and I said wait for it, and you're like, that's not Robin. And then it just the next scene, oh, golly gee willikers, they fell for it. Let me take my Scooby-Doo mask off, and gee, look at my feet. That shot of him just holding his pant legs up is so hilarious.
It's so dumb. Especially because of how far his feet would have extended past Bruce Wayne's shins.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
We should try to use that shot as a how much taller is Batman than Robin video. if
Continuity.
This equated to actual inches. Yeah.
Mid Shinsworth.
Alfred Shinsworth. The official TV guide synopsis reads,
Seamless.
When Judge Vargas, a friend of Gordon's and Bruce Wayne's, is a black male by Dr. Hugo Strange. Bruce journeys to Strange's health resort in Yucca Springs to investigate. I don't think that's Box Canyon. It's Yucca Springs.
No, they definitely ended up back in holes.
Sure,
baby.
it's Holes, baby. Strange has invented a machine that can see people's thoughts, and he uses this on Bruce to discover that Bruce is Batman. He then attempts to auction Batman's secret identity to the Joker, Two-Face, and the Penguin. Batman turns the tables on Strange by using the mind-reading machine to literally imagine a taped scenario of Strange cheating the three villains out of their money. Enraged, the three villains attempt to kill Strange, and Batman saves the day. Robin poses as Bruce Wayne at the end to convince Strange that Bruce is not Batman. And there you have it, the whole episode. Wouldn't you know it?
I'm still upset about the Robin Bruce Wayne costume because it would have been easier to put him in the Batman outfit last minute, but no,
Chained
they
up
had a
his chin,
full, somehow hyper realistic Bruce Wayne mask.
Mission Impossible mask. Yeah.
My God,
Batman probably has that Mission Impossible face mask maker machine. You know.
I bet Bruce Wayne isn't even Bruce Wayne. He's like Dick Grayson's. That's his name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dick, yeah. I bet it's actually just his twin who's really good at playing superhero or whatever.
Bruce Wayne doesn't actually exist.
No.
It's always someone dressed up as Bruce Wayne pretending to be him.
It's Rick Grayson.
Oh. I would think so. There's actually a recent change to the Dick Grayson character in the comics as he started going by Rick because of modern nobody's named Dick anymore. It's just a funny word. So they changed it to Rick Grayson for 2 months or something because everyone was like, fuck that. That's the stupidest thing. Put it back, please. And then they made up some story reason for him to go back to being Dick Grayson.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I didn't read any of that though, so I probably got some details wrong, but I just know that was the thing people were mad about.
They Dallased it.
They did. That's what it's called now. We got Kevin Conroy as Batman and sort of Robin. We got Bob Hastings as Commissioner Gordon.
And Robin.
Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. as Alfred. We got Ray Bucktenica as Hugo Strange. Okay. He played, I couldn't find any major thing, a notable role he ever did.
What
but
about
he
minor
was
things?
Yeah, he was in a bunch of stuff in the 70s and 60s. He was in Matlock, NYPD Blue, Jag, Murder, She Wrote, Magnum P.I., The Twilight Zone with the 80s one, The Love Boat, Fantasy Island, and Hawaii Five-0.
Wow.
As just random
people.
Back nothing, yeah.
Did he play the boat in the Love Boat?
I think so. It is me, the boat from Love Boat. Mark Hamill as that's what he said. Mark Hamill as the Joker. Lauren Lester as Robin, Richard Mole as Two-Face, Ingrid Olu as Renee Montoya. When did Renee Montoya speak or even appear in this episode?
Was Renee Montoya the one from POV?
Yeah. I don't think she was there.
If she was there, she didn't say anything.
I have to check. The only scene that it would have been in
was the end.
No,
bridge?
I was thinking the bridge with Judge Vargas being all, she's fine, but she may never wake up.
Yeah. She's passed out, maybe forever. It's the longest faint.
The paramedics say she'll be fine, but they don't know if she'll be fine at all.
That's a good point. They said she'll be fine, but they're pretty sure she's never going to wake up. She's just going to be really fine sleeping forever.
Okay. There's all these police officers on the bridge, and I don't think she's here. So I don't know what that's about. Anyway.
Fast forward to the end?
No, these are all just generic blimp pilot police officers. I don't know. Weird. Paul Williams as Penguin and Carmen Zapata as Judge Maria Vargas. She had bit parts in the new Dick Van Dyke Show, Adam 12, Barnaby Jones, Emergency, Wonder Woman, Married with Children. She also played 3 different judges in Days of Our Lives. Judge Garber, Judge Novak, and Judge Cleveland.
Okay.
That was a weird thing. She also played choir nun in Sister Act and Sister Act 2. And her last name means shoe. Just had to include that.
Wait, what's her last name?
Zapata.
Zapata? What is that, Spanish?
In Spanish, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still haven't learned it. It's coming after Japanese.
I still haven't learned English, to be frank.
Fair.
Yeah, I really enjoyed all of Joker's gags in this episode. I think that was one of the best parts. Like
it was super funny.
Actually had some good stuff. Yeah, he had let's see if I can remember any of them though. When they're getting out of the car, he's just like, or out of the plane, he's wearing sunglasses and just being an asshole. And then what does he say there? He says like be careful or you'll lose your tip, not to mention your head. And I just laughed because I'm like, is that what I think? Is that a penis joke? I don't understand. I don't think so.
No.
It is now though. He has his little like Cap'n Crunch.
I love that. He's got his little cereal box pilot badge.
Yeah, that's really good. What did he say in the plane? Of like everything's gone to shit since the whatever.
Oh, since the deregulation or something like that.
Yeah, like what the hell was that?
Like things aren't the same since deregulation.
Yeah,
the fuel ran out of his plane. Must have been a real hot joke back in the day. Although and then fuel prices being what they are now.
Yeah. Thanks, Rush Limbaugh.
There you go.
Good save. Just in case they're listening, you know, the best one that comes up all the time is that you actually laughed pretty hard at is the "Get out of my face, clown." Which one?
Yeah, that was
like
that was really witty. I like that.
Yeah, so good job, new writers.
Yeah.
You wrote the Joker really well.
Yeah, all you need is a good husband and wife team.
Yeah.
Or just
like Manili Strecker.
Yeah.
I'm the wife, I think.
Are you? Okay. I'm going to go chop some wood. You can like
you're going to go break your hand chopping wood.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, sorry, I wasn't supposed to mention that you broke another body part. I think this is a pretty good episode overall. Wouldn't you say?
I'm pleased with it.
Yeah. I don't I think there's been better ones that we've watched, but there have certainly been worse ones we've watched. There was just a good like mix.
Good observations on both ends, Jamie.
Thank you. I like things that I say. Take over, Brian. Oh God, I'm losing.
Do we want to get into some business? Do we want to talk about lists? Is this?
Oh, there's trivs. We haven't gotten to that yet.
Oh God, I thought we were switching it up or something. I don't know. What are we doing?
I just want to know what you think of the episode.
I think it is good. I laughed. I enjoyed it. I hated the ending. I like the rest.
Just the Robin part. It was the most Scooby-Doo ending we've had yet.
Yeah, by far.
Like I shouted "Ruby, Ruby, Roo" at the end.
I remember when you did that.
You remember? It was about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Nice. Twice, Bruce looks through a drawer filled with tapes labeled with names of Doctor Strange's patients. In one shot, many of these patient names are connected with science fiction and fantasy. Dwayne Diane, as a last name first, okay?
Yeah.
A writer for the Batman series and a sci-fi fantasy writer. Morwood C. Dwayne is married to Peter Morwood. Beth Meacham is a longtime science fiction fan and editor at Tor Books. Jetter K.W. Jetter is a sci-fi horror author and wrote the first cyberpunk sci-fi novel. Campbell and Johns C. on adjacent tapes. John W. Campbell Jr. was the most influential sci-fi editor ever.
Wow.
Okay, just shove your opinions in here. The remaining tapes were Vargas Maria, Jesus Christ, Taylor Blair, and Wayne Bruce. Another shot showed more tape labels. Rogel R. Randy Rogel wrote for Batman. He wrote the Two-Face episode. And we've talked to him on the Watchtower database.
Whoa!
Rudish P. Paul Rudish wrote for and did art department work for Dexter's Laboratory, the Powerpuff Girls, and Samurai Jack. Although I assume he must have done something before that because those all happened years later from this. And Dexter Smith did character design or layout on the series and Batman Mask of the Phantasm.
No, wait, the Blair Taylor thing, wasn't that a road sign like several episodes ago?
Oh yeah, I think so. Like corner Corner of Blair. Yeah, something. Yeah.
So, and those were writers for the episode or something?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. They don't explain who that is. It just says Maria Vargas, Blair Taylor, and Bruce Wayne. Let's find out who Blair Taylor is, shall we?
Yes.
Blair Taylor, DCAU. Well, Blair Taylor on IMDb, Animation Department, Batman the Animated Series, and SpongeBob. Cool.
There we go.
Hugo Strange is auctioning off Batman's secret identity, but the tape he holds has the words Bruce Wayne written on it rather clearly.
Yeah.
He then goes on to hold this tape toward the crowd of criminals, any of whom should have been able to read it with ease. You said that while it was happening. You're like,
Yep.
Just read the tape.
Yep.
I have insurmountable proof of who Bruce Wayne is, or who... Shit! Well, just take it, I guess. I like how Hugo Strange just... Theoretically, he could still know Bruce Wayne's Batman if there was ever some sort of other situation where he, like... I don't know. They fooled him with that moment, but... Everyone else just left, and then Robin took out the thing. But maybe there's some other time in the future where, I don't know, some newspaper article or something could make him think like, that they're not in the same place or something, and be like, I knew it. I got to tell everybody. But I don't know. Maybe no one will believe him because he's crazy.
Yeah, I feel like they proved him pretty wrong with that clever ruse.
Yeah, just. Robin wearing a really terrible Halloween mask, doesn't even look like Bruce Wayne at all. Oh no, it's me, Bruce Wayne. I can tell that's not you. Goodbye.
Everybody's just fooled by his cheap, Halloween City disguise.
Mm-hmm. Party City is like, the inventory is missing one Bruce Wayne mask. This is the first episode to feature several members of Batman's Rogues Gallery working together. Until now, each episode had featured only one enemy as the primary villain.
Yeah, this was 4-in-1.
I liked at least that it wasn't anyone that hasn't been introduced yet, like some airdate problem. And the Riddler. What?
Oh, now we get the Riddler, huh?
Right, yeah. The episode is based on the comic stories The Dead Yet Alive and I Am the Batman, Detective Comics number 471 and 472, August and September of 1977 by Steve Englehart and Marshall Rogers. And that's all the triv is.
Those are good. Those are solid trivs.
There's more trivs. I'm saying that's the of that one triv, that's all there is. It doesn't tell you what that comic's about. I guess presumably this.
Well, keep triving.
Okay. Hugo Strange's method of developing a machine to look inside people's minds and learn their secrets, in which leads him to discover Batman's identity as Bruce Wayne, is similar to the Riddler's plan in 1995's Batman Forever with his invention, the box. The main difference being that while Strange's intention was to blackmail Wayne, the Riddler's goal was to bring Gotham City and eventually the entire world under his rule. Cool.
I thought he was going to whitemail Bruce.
Joker's line, "Time to fly the unfriendly skies," is a parody of United Airlines slogan, "Come fly the friendly skies."
Amazing.
Do you like that?
Damn it.
As the plane... Is this the best? I like when the triv is cool. I should just stop. I should leave out ones that I know are uninteresting.
You should. Unless we're really needing trivs.
Yeah. As the plane plummets toward the canyon, the Joker emits a scream similar to the classic Goofy holler made famous by Disney's cartoon character Goofy. The ahoo-hoo-wee, I think, Michael Reeves originally wrote a sequel episode to this entitled Mind Games. However, the episode was never produced. You can find the script archived on Michael Reeves' website.
Sweet.
Let's read the entire script.
Yeah, do you want to do that?
Act 1.
Act it out.
Yeah, okay. I'll be Batman, you be
Batman.
Bruce Wayne.
I'll be the Robin Batman.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We're putting this on the top 10. What do you think?
I'm thinking about it.
So, you have Two-Face Part 1 at the bottom of your top 10.
I do.
So, but I feel like mine is easier to, I think I will put this on my top 10. My top 10 in reverse is the actual name. I still need to change it to the actual names so I don't read Nothing to Beer. Nothing to Fear, Feet of Clay Part 1, Pretty Poison, Perchance to Dream, Eternal Youth, Joker's Favor, Heart of Ice. Oh, you're... Just leave it like that. Nothing to Fear with 2 E's. Heart of Ice, Two-Face Part 1, Feet of Clay Part 2, and On Leather Wings. I think I'm going to get rid of... I'm going to put this one at number 9.
Okay.
Which is above Feet of Clay Part 1 and Nothing to Fear, which is now leaving. The Strange The Strange Secretion of Bruce Wayne. Where are you you putting it on there? You putting it on there?
Yeah, but I'm going to fiddle with this cord and make a lot of noise on the microphone first.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'll cover it up.
Thank you. Yeah, my top 10 currently is Two-Face Part 1, Feet of Clay Part 1, Perchance to Dream, Paw of Nothing to Fear, Cat in the Claw Part 1, Pretty Poison, Joker's Favor, Feet of Clay Part 2, and Heart of Ice. Just ignoring you changing things. Feet of Clay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed this one. I'm trying to decide where to put it. I'm thinking about putting it here, but I don't know if I want to put it here.
You might want to say out loud what you're doing.
I mean, here
so
or here?
Dear listener.
I think I'm going to put it
here.
Actually, I'm going to join you.
You're going to here?
Actually, no. I'm going to go here. I'm going to go here.
Oh, my God. Where? Where, Brian? Number 8?
am going to put it in the 8th place.
Damn.
The Strange Secretion.
You see, because, like, Hugo Strange. Oh, no, he wrote Secretion for real. The Strange Secretion of Brian Manili.
There we go.
Bruce Robin Wayne.
So
yes.
I'm kicking off Two-Face Part 1. Been great to have you on here.
Damn.
See you later.
Damn, that's my number 3. You're getting rid of Two-Face Part 1 so quickly.
Yeah,
holy moly.
Man, but not as quickly as I got rid of On Leather Wings.
Yeah, get that shit out of here.
New top 10 for both of us.
Yeah. What happens now?
We do Yappy Mail.
We didn't do Batman's Usefulness.
Oh.
I'm so sorry for this episode, listener. I'm very tired. My child has not gone to sleep
ever.
It's
really catching up.
He's just awake 24/7. It feels like it though. The last 3 or 4 nights, he just has been super mad and sad until 2 a.m. and then he finally starts going to sleep, and then by 3 I'm putting him in bed, and then Jessica wakes up at 5:30, and inevitably he goes, "Oh, I also wake up now. I'm sad again," and I'll go, "Okay, I guess let's lie here," and then et cetera, et cetera.
Classic millennial.
Yeah, he's. I wonder. I don't know what his generation is. AA or something. Do we start over?
We just go by batteries at a
generation.
certain point.
Ah!
That's a good question, though. We should find out.
Batman's usefulness.
Batman's usefulness. He was very useful in this.
He kind of caused the situation on purpose, though. He went there knowing that, hey, something devious is going on with these tapes. I got to go to the source. So I guess, yeah, he did everything.
Yeah. But he also he caused some stuff, but he wrapped things up pretty nicely. So I want
to go first. I'm going to give him 8 spontaneously exploding computer decks out of 10. When you smash it with a fire extinguisher once, and
just starts
napalm rains out of the sky.
And over here we have our nitroglycerin powered computers.
Yeah. And then Dr. Strange walks in. He's like, "Stop him! Oh, it took me so long to make this computer." That's how angry he is about the whole situation.
Yeah, he's mildly perturbed, as if someone left that window open again.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said 8 exploding
I did
computer.
Say 8. Yeah.
I'll meet you at 8. I'll say 8 Bruce Wayne masked Robins standing on stilts out of 10.
I thought you were just gonna go with stilts in general. Yeah.
Just 8 stilts out of 10.
Yeah. We got in terms of light wraps. We didn't really get specifically light wraps, but there was that really cool shot of. I don't know if you're. Oh yeah, there was that. But I was thinking of. Well, yeah, Batman's kind of like standing around the corner from Gordon, and he's all in shadow. Mm-hmm. Is that what you were talking about?
That's what I was talking about. That was.
Okay.
I think that was.
I was thinking of Maria Vargas's tape. Oh, when I was lighting the matches, and she likes holding the match in front of her little girl face, and it's very like moodily Halloween lit in front of her black male face. She's like, oh, the fire. Let's not have that become a running gag.
No,
no more, none of that after this episode. Booker hippopotamometer. Booker hippopotamometer.
Hippopotamometer.
Booker hippopotamometer. Yeah.
Hip hop. This is hip hop. This is like some like 90s like Jay-Z hip hop.
Yeah, this is good. There was a birthday party once of my friend Will's that I have to say for the listener. I could just say Will, but I have to describe him. I don't just know a random person named Will. He's my friend, okay? We had a birthday party for him in like 7th grade, and we put on like a mixtape of like Jay-Z, 50 Cent, all this stuff.
Okay.
But SpongeBob was on the TV muted, and we would watch for like how things would line up. And there's this whole, I can't remember who it was or what the song is. I've looked for it in the past, but you can't Google what I'm thinking of. It just starts with a whispered 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then some like humongously loud thing happens. And during that exact like countdown, it's the episode where Plankton is in a Mr. Krabs like robot trying to get the formuoli, and they're doing like a shoot the robot out of a cannon, and then he lands at spaghetti and he has to like eat the spaghetti and then do a little dance and this whole thing to get to the formula. And that it timed perfectly with the count off in that song of him shooting out of the cannon, landing, eating the spaghetti, and we're just like losing our minds over that. And then come to find out later that's like a whole like genre of like activity is like play
the Pink Floyd Wizard of Oz thing.
Well, and there's also Pink Floyd and Mall Cop, apparently. Paul Blart Mall Cop like times perfectly with Dark Side of the Moon or something.
I've also heard maybe more interesting and more relevant, if you play Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, the whole album from the very start, with this episode, it lines up perfectly. The episode of this podcast. You play them at the same time, and it's just like it'll blow your mind.
When we start talking about Robin's shins, it's in the song where they say like Robin's shins, and we're like, oh my god.
Yeah, it literally like it's basically like watching the episode while you're watching the episode, and it's just like exactly the right thing.
Yeah, that's what I heard in my brain. You know what I think it's time for?
Mail time.
That yop had one small extra yop put it over.
Here's the mail, it never fails, it makes me wanna wag my tail when it comes to water well. I had to reverse.
You said you were gonna do an octave down. Instead, you went like 2 up.
I tricked you so hard.
I've never been more tricked in my life.
I know. So we got a couple of voice messages, but first I wanted to open up this chartable stats for you. We've gone up one space in Greece. We're at number 45 in Greece now.
Wait, were we we were numbered like 30 in Greece?
You're right, we were. Why it has a little arrow with a 1 and it's green. As in the time since last we went down to 46. Now we're at 45, and it's like, yay, you're at 45 now. I think I'm going to stop checking those because who cares anymore?
Yeah, I want top 10s.
Yeah. Scarlowy sent in a screenshot they took of after they watched the last episode, Night of the Ninja, or It's Milk. YouTube asked them, what did you think of this video? help us improve YouTube. They gave it 5 stars. Excellent. Thank you. They also checked that it was informative, enjoyable, and life-changing. It says, Yappy Dudes is life-changing, and now YouTube knows it. So thank you.
Someone's going to be typing in on YouTube search, like, how do I change my life? And that's just going to come up.
It's milk. That's how you change your life. Honestly, we get through the whole episode talking about the episode, but like Yappy Mail is, I think, my favorite segment of the show.
Oh, definitely. Mine
Which
too.
is unfortunate because like I want them watching the episode to be the primary focus, and the Yappy Mail is like okay, and we also have to do this, but it's kind of reversed right now.
I think it's probably different for people. Like I can imagine like listeners like kind of like tuning out and being like, I don't really want to listen to the mail segment. It has nothing to do with whatever, but it means the most to me.
It does, yeah. We got a decently long email from Bradley Combs. I meant to read this last time, but it was just sitting here, and then I didn't read it.
Shoot.
So I'm going to read it this time. Oh, God. It says, hello, my name is Bradley. I'm 26. I just wanted to share my thoughts on the Jump on the Bat-Wagon podcast after binge-watching all 27 episodes. I carry mail for the USPS in the northernmost part of Indiana, and having some chuckles throughout the day while walking in feet of snow was very nice. I hate the snow. I hate the snow. I hate the rain, and I hate the sleet.
Boy,
but man, I sure do hate the snow.
Is it man or boy? I said boy. I think it's man, actually.
Write in, listener. Is it man or boy? I watched all these episodes in high school, but never had anyone who was into these types of things, so I never got to really talk about them with anyone. Listening along as y'all go through the episodes makes me feel like I can finally experience them with other people who are interested as well, which is really fun to do. I watched all episodes after you were monetized on YouTube, so you're welcome for the 26 hours, 49 minutes, and 48 seconds of ad revenue you received from my binge session. Yes, that is exactly how long episodes 1 through 27 are. You're welcome.
Oh my God, Bradley.
We're over a day. We got over a day. I can't believe you haven't talked about how much Batman gets beat up in these episodes. In modern day, Batman is fighting literal gods, and in BTAS, a random baddie will knock him out in each episode, or he'll fall into a cart wrong and be messed up for a week.
Yep.
Yeah. I think we've mentioned it like when it's really obvious, but yeah, there's definitely a pretty low tier Batman fighting style right now. Last part is, I enjoyed everything so much I subscribed, became a patron, and joined the Discord. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
I think I
that's
remember your
awesome.
name now from the Patreon. Yeah.
Man, I still need to go. I need to hang on the Discord more. I don't.
That's okay. I'm barely there either.
I'm too busy moderating another Discord page.
You might see me pop up as Bradley or as my secret identity, Night Knight. Thanks for all the laughs, and I look forward to all that will come in the future. Thanks, Bradley.
Hey, thanks for listening. That's awesome. We're happy to keep you at least mildly entertained through inclement weather.
Yeah. The mailman just chuckling along to us being stupid is funny to think of. Don't get attacked by rabid dogs while you're hearing us go, and this episode is 15 tiny green cookies out of 5. Whatever we say. I don't know.
Impossible fractions.
Yeah. It's so good. 15 out of 5.
We should send Bradley some mail.
How?
I mean,
we should find out the specific streets he delivers to in Indiana. And then just mail someone there something and just write on the envelope like, "Hi, Bradley."
Yeah.
Hello. Like, oh, geez. It's these guys.
Let's do it.
Lachlan06 wrote in, Yappy Mail. Hi, Brick and James. Been away for a few weeks. Been very busy. Started a chemical engineering and science degree, so I haven't had a minute to breathe. Oh, that's a lot. Anyway, back now for some time management skills. Keep up the great work. Then the second email says, P.S. I accidentally forgot to send the audio file. My bad. So there's audio files. Let's listen to it.
Hey, Brick and Jim Jam. Been away for a couple of weeks. Started uni. Anyway, back now to take part in the podcast.
Still going.
Keep chugging along.
Thank you. Comedy gold yet again.
Well, thanks for coming back, and man, good luck. I hope that sounds pretty intense.
Yeah, that's quite the degree to just like, I just decided to start doing this. So yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
Break all your legs. This one's from Scotty Cameron, not Scott Steele, it says.
Hello, Yappy dudes. First of all, Jamie. No. It's pronounced Broderickles. I've dropped the K from here on out.
Okay.
Secondly, you're about to meet Professor Hugo Strange. He knows that Bruce Wayne is also Batman. Lastly, thank you, Jamie, for that TikTok.
Oh, yeah.
I enjoyed that video. Scotty Cameron out. I am definitely not Dylan Pollock. Batman voice. Just stay yappy. Brian and Jamie.
What a very lovely message there. Thank you.
Was that more Saw or was that more Badman?
I think it was Badman.
Yeah. Okay.
He mentioned. So I'm pretty sure it was him had commented on the oh God, what was it called? The Cape and Cow conspiracy episode, saying that the scene at the end with Batman revealing himself was like a Saw movie, and he wanted to hear the Saw theme song over it.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I made that a TikTok. I showed it to you.
Yeah.
You should, everyone listening to this, if you got TikTok on your phone, find us at DCAU Watchtower. I made that. I also made the Celine Dion, the Forgotten one.
Sure
and
did.
that one also was suggested, I'm pretty sure, in the comments, but I couldn't find the original comment to reply to it with the TikTok link.
I feel like I thought maybe it was Dylan that did it.
I don't know.
Suggested
Whoever you are.
Oh, maybe it wasn't.
You can go watch it.
Brain.
Okay. Your brain.
My brain.
Brain Brick Broderick Brian. But yeah, there's TikToks I keep making. If you think of something from an episode that would be funny to hear this song with it or something, like something easy, I'll probably make it.
Yeah, and if you want
those suggestions.
And if you want me to make the question mark weather vane from wow, my brain just stopped.
What are you talking about?
Wow. Oh my God. I hate when my brain does that, when I just it just completely
question mark weather vane.
Oh my God, I hate this. It's like one of my favorite shows, and I don't know the name of it right now.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I was gonna make a joke because I got the Gravity Falls. Jesus.
Oh, okay.
I've almost finished the project of making the Gravity Falls weather vane that I'm gonna hang up on my house. But but then I ruined it with my brain.
Yeah,
stopping.
you sure did. I couldn't help you at all. I've never seen that.
We got to watch Gravity Falls and Over the Garden Wall.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Is Gravity Falls the Rock Fact one?
Nope, that's...
Which one's the Rock Fact one?
That's Over the Garden Wall.
Okay, I knew one of them was. We've used just a clip of, that's our Rock Fact in some old video, so I just know that exists.
Oh, really?
But yeah, it was something Maddie wanted to put in, because Maddie's seen that, but I haven't.
Yeah, you suck.
Is that a cool story? Dylan Pollock.
Bring it.
James, Brian.
Yes.
A moment of your time for the thoughts of the week for Dylan Pollock. So this episode is the strange secret of Bruce Wayne, or oh no, this blackmailer has found something to blackmail me with. So first, I just really loved Hugo Strange going, Mr. Joker, your number was not easy to find. And I just pictured him being like, I had to check the yellow pages and the white pages. Although I feel now that the phone book reference makes me appear even older than I actually am. So maybe I should have said something more current, like, why didn't I just slip into the Joker's DMs? Is that better? Is that what the kids are into now?
That's what the kids are doing. Good
job. So finally, when Joker says, man, things haven't really been the same since deregulation, and I realized that we're dealing with the same problems as 30 years ago, and I slipped into an existential crisis, but only briefly, because I thought Robin in costume as Batman at the end of the episode So it's even more confusing that Robin's actually in costume as Bruce Wayne, when Bruce Wayne could just be Bruce Wayne instead.
That's it. Yeah, I love how Dylan half the time just says some of the stuff that we said.
Yeah, like either stuff that we said while watching it and didn't mention it, or stuff that we said on the podcast.
You know, it's funny because I can't hear anything you're saying because you're still muted.
That is, I think I'm going to take this moment.
You're just going to keep it that way. Okay.
Assert my dominance.
This is a great podcast. I love being part of this podcast where I can't hear Brian.
Yeah. I mean, you don't need to hear me though, right?
See, now I have to decide whether to keep your audio in the episode or just leave it silent during this part.
Okay, I'll unmute.
I'll just make it way quieter for that.
I'm being punished for forgetting to do a thing.
Yeah, I like how Dylan Pollock's messages are always the same stuff that we talk about, because it's like he's you know, like a third host of the podcast without even actually having to be here, and I'd like to keep it that way. So
unless you want to move to Big Bus, you know.
Yeah, we figured out one of the listeners lives in Big Bus, so that was cool.
Did, and I don't think we should probably say who it is. But
I'm not gonna, unless they want us to later. But
yeah, I was thrilled.
Yeah. Comments on the last episode. Go subscribe to the Podtower, youtube.com/thepodtower. This is on last episode, Night of the Ninja, or It's Milk. Tornado Soup. Wow, I really love seeing Batman fight Gru from Despicable Me. I rate The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne 26.5 peepees out of 84 poo-poos. But really, other than some of the general acomness of the animation, I think Strange Secret is a pretty strong episode.
Agreed.
It's great seeing the villains interact, which luckily we only get more of as the series progresses. You're still stuck on the pee-pee poo-poos. You know how to get them, guys. You know how to get them.
Damn it. I wish that wasn't so predictable.
I think Jessica and I finally got to whatever episode, like 6 or 7 episodes ago, where you first bring up the in the beginning, God, pee pee poo poo. It's very good. Ashley Tutchin says, I always thought it was cool to get a glimpse of Bruce's training, but weird to think that apparently Alfred went with him. This is about Night of the Ninja. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was traveling the world trying to push himself to the limits of human capability while his butler sat on the sidelines under an umbrella having tea and scones. I did think that was weird that Brian said that Alfred. I called Alfred Robin that one time. I don't know. People are whatever. That Alfred also went to Japan. When he said that, I was like, oh, that's different than what I expect. I think it was just because I have in my brain from like the Dark Knight trilogy is like Bruce Wayne just disappeared and went and like trained himself for a few years and then came back and everybody thought he died. So Alfred was like, oh, I had you proclaimed dead. I don't know where the hell you went. Oh, I guess you were doing that. Now you're back and you're not dead. And so I think in my head, I was just like, that's what Batman did. He just left and trained and stuff. And Alfred stayed in Gotham City and kept things going. But then Alfred also like, yeah, it was just on vacation while Batman got beat the shit out of him in various countries.
I'd like to think that he was doing his own training. But like the animators,
he learned how to cook and stuff. He learned how to do all of his butler stuff. He didn't know how to do any of that. I learned from the dishwashing sensei how to wash all the dishes, how to make tea, and
learn how to poach an egg.
Yeah. Fenrir Sigma says Night of the Ninja is one of those episodes that I forget until it comes up. And then I remember how I actually like it and forget it again. Unlike The Forgotten, which I will always remember. When Brian said mention Ken and Ryu from Street Fighter, I misheard their names as Kamen Rider. Now I want to Rider kick. Oh my God! Stop giving me these words. Gilly in the face.
Guile.
I'm not Guile. See, I don't know. Is it Kamen? Is it Kamen Rider?
Wait.
Kamen Rider? Kamen Rider? What do you say? Why'd you know Guile, but you don't answer my question?
Oh, Ken and Ryu are the characters from Street Fighter.
I knew that part.
And they were saying that they misheard me pronounce them, I think.
Oh, God. Scotty Cameron says, glad we've finally gotten a glimpse of the long-awaited Batman's origin story. Brother Broderickles seems to be pleasantly pleased. Dylan's comment was pretty deep, not going to lie. That's a really long comment from Dylan. Yeah, it was. It sure was.
Also,
I don't know.
from
I've
the
not been
trips from the last episode, you said there was like 2 times that we get to see like his origin story. So is this the end?
No,
of
I
Batman's...
said there was 2 times we get to see him like training in a
Oh,
flashback.
right. Okay. Never mind. Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah. I liked though in this one we're looking into his memories, and you see like there goes his mom. And there goes his dad. And there's a floating gun. The invisible man killed my parents. Like it was just supposed to be really dramatic, but it was very silly looking.
Yeah, they could have animated a hand on that gun.
Yeah, at least. Why? I don't remember what he looked like. He may have not had a corporeal form at all.
He pulled the trigger, but he did it without fingers.
He was telepathic. Oh, what if like Jean Grey killed Batman's parents? Magneto killed Batman's parents. Scarlo, he says, great podcast, Dylan. It's so kind of you to let Brick and Jim Jam on your podcast. Yeah,
I appreciate it.
That's really nice. He's sitting right here with a floating gun to my head, making me say all this. Tip Tapricot says, brain's been tired recently, so don't have many jokes to make. Oh, I thought that was supposed to be you or brain. Their brain's been tired. I see now.
Yes.
Okay. Fun and entertaining episode again, as always, you guys. What a great way to wrap up my Friday. And it reminded me to go see The Batman, which I did, and it was great. Maddie and I also saw that this weekend, and it was pretty good.
You'll be pleased to know, Jamie, I'm going to see that tomorrow.
Ooh. It's also like completely like out of continuity with anything else, so you won't be lost by stuff.
I was actually gonna I thought about texting you and being like, hey, should I not watch this because of spoilers? And I'm like, this isn't the DCAU.
Just don't ever watch anything for the rest of your life unless you ask me first.
Basically, that's what I'm going to go for. I got to watch V for Vendetta pretty soon. And
no.
If there's any spoilers about that, let me know.
You'll spoil the Killer Croc episode Vendetta that we already watched.
No!
Tip Apricot continues, hope you guys have a great next week, and I look forward to the rest of the world discovering that the strange secret of Bruce Wayne is something you guys already figured out, his company's milk stash. It's milk. M. Drew 1. I like it. Okay. The It's Milk title, really, I like the subtitles of these to have at least something to do with the actual episode. I mean, I guess that did because it was milk. But it something that comes up spontaneously and naturally as like a funny joke instead of just like a passing comment we made. But I always sit there listening as I'm editing, and I'll just write down on my phone like possible subtitle things. And that was the only one I wrote down the whole episode. And I was like, I'm not going to go back and listen for specific moments of maybe a better title. I'm just going to put It's Milk.
I mean, to be fair, though, we brought it up a few times.
Yeah.
Throughout the course of the episode.
I mean, I guess. Whatever. I'm making excuses for no reason. M. Drew 1 says these host time travel shenanigans should be set to It's Going to Be the Future Soon by Jonathan Colton, or, any of 100 other time-themed songs. But theme music seems to be a thing you guys do, so, whatever.
Yeah, we're going to do the time warp next.
Again?
Yeah, let's do it.
Charles Motosierra says, if Sewer King is in Hey Arnold, then will Hey Arnold canon? That's the question. Super Luigi 64. Hey, Jimmy and Brimmy. Fun fact about Steve Perry, not the one from Journey, is that he also wrote some sci-fi novels, including Star Wars, Shadows of the Empire, the backbone of the Shadow of the Empire multimedia blitz that started the hype train leading through the special editions to the prequels.
Oh.
The N64 game still holds up, in my opinion. Have fun with The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne, a.k.a. Wait, That's Not the Right Tape.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's cool to know about Steve Perry. I had no idea.
And also, totally agree with the N64 game.
That was
awesome. Super.
I feel like I have played that at some point, but I have a row of N64 games on my game shelf that are like over the years I've gotten these, but then there's one that's just still in the box, like Star Wars, like I don't know, it was like TIE Fighter Squadron or something like that. It's just being a TIE Fighter, and I grabbed it like 3 or 4 years ago, like, oh, this would be fun to play, and I've never played it yet.
Oh, okay.
So maybe I should play Shadows of the Empire, I guess.
Do you have GoldenEye?
I do, yeah.
Jamie, can I borrow that? That's the one game missing from my collection because a friend of mine borrowed it like a decade ago and never got it back.
That's too bad. Guess you'll never play it. I'll bring it over next time. We can play GoldenEye and watch Snatch and do all the other things we won't do.
Sweet.
Yeah. MJ Barrett, next episode, The Strange Secret of Bruce Wayne, how Bruce reveals his third nipple. What?
Did we miss a nipple?
Was this something we missed? Did we miss a nipple?
Is it canon?
We gotta count. We've been counting nipples this whole show, and we missed one. Maybe there was some shot of him in the memory tape shirtless. I don't think so. He was like a child in most. He didn't take his shirt off either. I don't get it. What do you mean? Tell us next time where to look. I want to see this nipple. Avache 917 says, Night of the Ninja is a classic just for Bruce Wayne's black eye alone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Maddie Washburn says, what the fuck?
Good.
Which is in reference to us not having them in mail time.
For the Maddie and Maddie segment?
Yeah. And Maddie. To which Dylan Pollock replied, Maddie, you were so good in the Q&A this week. And Aussie Dragoon says, your silence spoke volumes. So, yeah.
I feel like Maddie could take some pointers about getting on a podcast.
Yeah, Maddie's never been on a podcast
from Dylan
before.
Pollock. My brain didn't finish that sentence, did it?
No. Maddie's also here in this mail segment, but I've been muting them the whole time.
Yeah.
It's really funny that way. Right, Maddie? No one can hear you. Aussie Dragoons, again, says, we get to spend the next episode with Dr. Hugo Strange. So with that, I propose a question. Is Hugo Strange the DCAU character with the longest stretch of episodes between his first and second appearance? Keep in mind the character has to... Yeah, what the hell, people? Keep in mind the character has to appear more than once, and tie-in material doesn't count, shows only. Since Broderick and Friend are taking this journey together, they seem like the right people to answer this question. The Yappy public needs to know. I mean, we haven't been keeping track of like anyone's distance of appearances, but I would wager it's probably one of one of the largest, I guess.
Okay. Well,
I'm sure Dylan damn it. I'm sure Dylan, Broderick, Dylan, friend of Broderick, Dylan, and the silent mail time Maddie won't let us down.
If you could put that in the credits of the episode of like who made this happen, that would be grand. Dylan, Broderick, friend of Dylan, or friend of Broderick, yeah. Dylan. What was it?
Friend of Broderick, Dylan, yeah. Kate Tastic, if I were a Batman villain, I would be whatever one would allow me to help trans people the most. We deserve a wacky villain's assistance now and then. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Whatever we gotta do. I don't know. Two-Face? No. Three-Face?
You know what? Honestly, like this. Please correct me if I'm wrong on this one. But like, I feel like the person maybe most likely, well, either Joker or Poison Ivy. I feel like it'd be pretty like into like Poison Ivy for like the social justice aspect. Yeah. Joker for the like just not having a like not having a bias and just being like overtly accepting.
Yeah.
My thoughts.
The Clayface can be anyone he wants to be, I guess.
Oh, and also like Clayface being like part of the
already. Yeah.
Oh, come on, dyslexia. LGBTQ plus blah.
Yes.
Woof.
Me going, was not me realizing a perfect answer. I'll have to think about this one because I don't have the perfect answer. That's a good. I like the comment though. But yeah. I remembered I took a screenshot of a tweet that I saw today that was some. I think it's a pretty new comic, and it's like police officers going out to search for like a missing girl in the forest, but they just start like, she was just a skank anyway, and all this kind of stuff. And then Poison Ivy just like rises from the bushes like a fucking like zombie queen and just like murders them with vines through their eyeballs and all this stuff. And the tweet says, Poison Ivy killing corrupt child killing cops and using their bodies as fertilizer automatically makes her the best person in Gotham. Pop off. And I was just thinking of all the times that we've discussed, like, when does Poison Ivy do bad things?
Yeah, I mean, what was that, an episode or 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever ago, like asking about, I think it was Dylan asked us like what supervillains we would be. You know, and like I think we were both just
very
like, Poison
easy.
Ivy's the shit.
Scarface Nate says, hey, Brick and Jim Jam, great episode as always. Yeah, Night of the Ninja is all right, I guess, and nothing too special, but I'm more concerned for the strange secret of Bruce Wayne. My only big issue with the episode, though, was Hugo Strange, who was wasted in this series for me. He could have appeared in more episodes and felt he could have done more. But don't spoil things for Brian. I gave the podcast episode 5 shurikens out of 5 demon tattoos.
All right.
Nice. Dylan Pollock. I went from comment number 4 to being replaced by pee-pee poo-poo. P.S. I'm truly not that Bat-Wagon account, so it was definitely a mistake to follow it on Instagram, but it cracked me up. Even my wife keeps asking me, but you made that Instagram, right? Now it's almost exclusively people I know following that Instagram, including someone who I haven't spoken to in years who I worked with and doesn't even follow my actual Instagram. Is that... Okay, now he's got me confused whether that's really him or not.
I bet it's Scarloey.
You think so?
Well, Scarloey always seems to be pretty.
Okay,
like...
Scarloey's tell is every word is capitalized. So if we go to the post, there's every word I don't know.
I mean, but that would be too.
Yeah, maybe they know. They know it's the tell.
Oh no.
Brian Maneely says 4th.
Got him.
Don't go to the comments, Brian. You're going to get spoiled. These
I just wanted
sillies.
to see. I didn't read anything. I just wanted to write first, and then there were 3 people leaving me there, so I was just like, 4th, because I'm hilarious.
Such as Batgirl Fangirl, who says, I so want a Yappy Dude's fidget spinner now. And I read this comment and went to look to see if I could make custom fidget spinners for the listener. Yeah. And yes, I can, but I have to order a minimum of 100 of them, and I do not think I will sell all of those.
What if we just get a fidget spinner and we customize it ourselves and like send it off or whatever? We're gonna start sending mail.
Yeah, well, let's try. Yeah, especially to the mailman. We're gonna try to shove fidget spinners into those cat and dog collar engraving machines in the supermarket and just write Yop in the center, and it'll be all off center and bulging because it was trying so hard to hold the fidget spinner in place.
But the fidget spinner was moving the whole time.
Yeah, you gotta spin it first.
Yeah.
And then shove it in there.
Were we both actually just playing
Please take that out of
context?
Yeah. Please take that out of context. Me saying you got to spin it first and then shove it in there. Dylan Pollock again. Jesus Christ. I am a special boy. Thank you very much. Prophecy fulfilled. Okay. Sweet. I realized I forgot to finish Batgirl Fangirl's comment. It continues. Kyodai Ken was the world's worst thief. Who steals a bag full of loose change from the safe rather than the stacks and stacks of banknotes? Looking forward to the strange secret of Bruce Wayne. Thank you, Dylan, Brian, James, and listener. 5 stars and 5 karate robes. I will use every emoji on YouTube before this is over.
I appreciate the dedication.
And lastly, we have Wency209 who says first. It's not actually what they said. It's not actually what they said. I'm just reading it that way because that was my promise.
That's what they said.
If you recall, you make the first comment. That's all I read it as is first.
Welcome to James's world. He makes the rules and we're all screwed.
I was about to say, I don't make the rules. Sorry.
Yeah,
just what it is. We all suffer the consequences.
Yes, we all suffer the consequences.
Yes,
of your
all
actions.
Bryans suffer the consequences. All right. I think that's the end of the episode, Brother Broderick. Next week's episode is titled Tiger, Tiger. What doth thou thinketh this episode might beeth about?
So, like, 90% of the time, the title is about the bad guy.
Okay.
So
Batman's gonna fight.
Wait a
Tony
minute.
the Tiger.
Wait a minute.
What?
Who? Back in Cat in the Claw.
Okay.
Didn't what was the villain's name?
Red Claw.
Red Claw. Didn't Red
Okay.
Claw have a couple of tigers?
She had like mountain lions or something.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the same.
Does she upgrade to tigers at any point?
I mean, if that's what your guess is. Red
I'm
Claw's
guessing
back
that
and
Red
she's
Claw-
got tigers.
Yeah, Red Claw upgraded to tigers. And
Okay.
it's not actually about Batman. It's just like Red Claw shopping around for big cats.
Red Claw's Tiger's origin story. The untold story finally revealed. That of a tiger we're meeting for the first time. You know, I wrote a story in like 4th grade called Tigers on the Hunt. And I like won some sort of like elementary school writing contest and got to fly to like a event. It was like a Comic-Con style event where they just have like, yes, these gifted young writers do the thing. And I remember sitting in a room and reading the story out loud to people and stuff. But then like I just recalled this entire event memory like last year and had to run it by my mom. Like, is this a real thing that happened? I have no other like contextual clues throughout my life that point to like, hey, yeah, you wrote this. And she's like, yeah, we did the thing and did all you won the blah blah. I'm like, oh,
good job.
Okay, but I really want to find that story because I'm sure it sucks ass. A 9-year-old wrote this story. Like, I don't think it's gonna be good, but
I can't wait to hear it. Track that down.
I don't think I'll be able to. But you know, you never know.
Lock it in.
Well, if you want to reach out to us like the tiger at the end of not Cat in the Claw Part 2 or
Cat in the Claw Part 3.
Yeah, otherwise known as Tiger. Email us at podcast@watchtowerdatabase.com. You can also send a voice message at anchor.fm/Bat-Wagon. And new episodes of this podcast are out every Friday on the Watch Mojo. The Watch Mojo YouTube channel. We're counting down the top 10.
No, we're not.
Jump on the Bat-Wagon episodes.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Number 10, this one. Anyway, Podtower YouTube channel. Also Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Anchor, Google Podcasts. I think that's it.
Yep, sure.
I think that's it also. The clown that's not named it, it's named Pennywise. Goodbye! Leave me alone!
Thanks for listening, listener. You're the best.
We'll see you next week for a better podcast episode. Bye-bye.
Not bad, huh? Maybe I'll shuck this crime-fighting gig and try Hollywood. Wish you weren't so tall, though. Walking in these leg extension braces is a pain.
Where to now, Master Bruce?
Home, Alfred. I've had enough vacation to last me a long time.